All right, thanks, Kelly. We have some breaking news this morning. A little girl who was the subject of an Amber Alert has been found safe. Police believe she had been taken with her mother by an ex-boyfriend. Both mother and daughter are fine. No word if they were with that ex-boyfriend. New this morning, Pine Bluff police are now investigating its third homicide in less than 2 days. Last night, 26-year-old Corey Pitts was shot on South Poplar Street. Police say he got into a fight with 29-year-old Jermaine Shepard. Pitts later died at the hospital. Police arrested Shepard. He now faces a first-degree murder charge. Now to the other two homicides that happened in less than a 24-hour period. The first one near 19th and Amiss, where a man and his dog were shot and killed Sunday morning. The second happened Sunday night near 34th and Fur. Now, there were 4 people shot. 1 man died. The other 3 went to the hospital. Pine Bluff has 4 fewer homicides from this time last year. Police say they're still fighting an uphill battle when it comes to crime.
These type of things don't happen without somebody seeing, knowing, or at the very least suspecting, hey, I know who this person might be. The problem is getting them to speak to law enforcement.
Police have not made any arrests in the first 2 homicides. The Garland County Sheriff's Office believes foul play may be a factor in the disappearance of an 80-year-old woman. As Fox 16's Susan L. Corey explains, investigators are now trying to figure out if Betty Slaughter's disappearance is linked to a body found over the weekend.
It's the silence that strikes you along Legends Circle.
That's kind of shocking.
John McDonald missing the usual footsteps and sound of paws on pavement coming to his house.
Every afternoon walking their dog.
His friend and neighbor, 80-year-old Betty Slaughter, was reported missing nearly a week ago. The home where she lived alone along Lake Hamilton sits empty. There are no signs of forced entry, but the Garland County Sheriff's Office says it found evidence inside, possibly indicating foul play. Slaughter didn't have any children, and her husband passed away more than a decade ago, leaving friends wondering why she may have been targeted.
Kept to herself most of the time. Didn't have, people over much. She had quite a few assets, so she might have been vulnerable, I'm not sure.
Another investigation happening here at Lowe Cemetery, where the Garland County Sheriff's Office says a body was found along this dirt road over the weekend. And at this point, investigators say it's too early to rule out whether that could be related to Slaughter's disappearance. Back at his home, McDonald keeps a note from Slaughter framed on his wall.
I don't have much hope that she's still alive.
Knowing his friend wouldn't take off without a last word.
And that was Susan L. Corey reporting. Investigators say they found Slaughter's dog alone in the house, and that was one thing that indicated something was not right. Now, a shoplifting call at a Central Arkansas Walmart leads to a hit and run and the discovery of 2 abandoned children. It happened over the weekend in Searcy. Walmart employees told police they saw 35-year-old Stephanie Carter stealing items from the store while shopping with her 2 daughters. Officers showed up and arrested Carter, but she was able to slip out of her handcuffs and run to her car, where police say she hit and dragged an officer in the parking lot before getting away, leaving her children behind. The officer is now out of the hospital. Now, if you've seen Carter or know where she is, call police. Jonesboro police are looking for the people who stole a man's car Sunday morning. The entire thing caught on camera. Now, you see 2 people get out of the car and point a gun at a man who was delivering newspapers. Thankfully, the victim was not injured. Now, the stolen vehicle is a beige 2005 Honda with the license plate number 358RCL. And this comes on the heels of an incident last week in which a newspaper delivery man was shot in Little Rock. His injuries were non-life-threatening. His car was also stolen but later found in Malvern. Police have not yet arrested the suspects in this case. The FBI and U.S. Marshals arrest the man accused of kidnapping his daughter during a home invasion. Jaylon Ware was found in an apartment in Cabot around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. The Amber Alert for his daughter, Jayla, lasted nearly 12 hours. Police say the girl's grandfather found her, and he then immediately called police, who reunited her with her mom. As for her father, police tell us he went into an apartment, shot a man, and then took his daughter. Police expect Ware to face half a dozen charges, including child endangerment.
The Little Rock School District is asking for your input on which elementary schools should be closed and which should be consolidated into the K-8 system. Wakefield, Watson, Meadowcliff, and Baseline are all being considered. They all surround McClellan High School. This is all a part of LRSD's 5-year plan laid out by Superintendent Mike Poore. Prior to the 2017 year, the Little Rock School District closed 4 schools. Franklin and Woodruff Elementary were among them. Superintendent Mike Poore is on record saying the schools should be sold. Woodruff came close to being redeveloped as apartments, but that deal fell through. The district did receive 6 new proposals for the building in January. As we mentioned, LRSD wants input from the community on its 5-year plan. Superintendent Poore has dubbed in the community blueprint. The project has 3 goals: to improve facilities, enhance choices for parents, and to improve teacher salaries.
We have an obligation to provide a report to our State Department, and those things have to be submitted in February, and we have to outline how we're going to use our facilities and what we plan to do. What is it we...
Public input meetings will be held at 5 schools throughout the district. They start next week. For times and locations, pick up your phone and head to the Fox 16 website. We've attached the schedule to the story on the homepage.